All right, we're officially live on YouTube and on the Instagram. Plumbing Gas Fitter, what's going on? How you doing? How you been? Is the corona treating you all right? Is you still working right now? How you doing? So peeps, just so you know, we got Thor Price 94. What's going on, Thor Price? What's happening? So in this live stream, a couple of things I want to do. I want to talk to you all, obviously, about how the coronavirus is affecting you. Alex, what's going on, Alex? I also want to let you all know that I actually finished the plumbing math course. It's officially done. If you don't know what the plumbing math course is I essentially compiled 9.5 hours of course content. And this course content is designed for you to be able to basically take this course and get ready for your apprenticeship. Or if you're already in your apprenticeship and you're struggling, you can go ahead and take that course just to brush up on the skills that you're going to require. I go extensively through fractions, geometry, percentages, ratios including grade of slope. That's what ratios is in that topic. I teach you total fall, grade, and length. I also teach you, what's up? Yes, still working, only emergency calls here in London for our shop. You guys working? We are working actually, but it's only emergencies right now. We're going to try to limit the kind of calls that we do. I had to cancel a couple of calls. I did a video yesterday that I uploaded about the coronavirus. Just talking about the protocols I'm currently going through with my dad. And as some of you might know, my dad is of the age of the high risk factor, which is he's above 60. So I'm doing my best to keep him at home. How about you guys? Are you guys limiting work at all? So to get back to the course at hand, I go extensively through fractions and percentages and ratios, total fall, grade, and length. I teach you double 45 offsets including 60-degree offsets, 11.25-degree offsets, double parallel offsets, rolling offsets. So I go extensively through math and through all that stuff, so you guys have a good resource to go back to in order to get better at math, because I know a lot of us, including myself, struggled at math during our apprenticeship. So basically that. Do we have any people here that need math help, or talk to me about the coronavirus? How's that going? What's going on? Oh, by the way, the course is 10% off till tomorrow at 9 p.m., which is Sunday at 9 p.m. I'm not sure if we're going to have a lot of people here. Alex, it's slow to begin with in the northern Minnesota. Then they throw the coronavirus at us. Is that right, Alex? Dude, sorry to hear that, man. Are you guys slowing down even more now then? Is that what's happening there, Alex? So, in case you don't know what's happening in Toronto, Toronto is basically shutting down. Daniel, what's going on? We're talking coronavirus and we're also talking plumbing math course, which I'm officially done. If you go onto my YouTube channel, you can see the video there that goes extensively through what it has. Definitely slower, according to Alex. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, dude, it's slowing down here too. School was let out for March break, and now students have an additional 2 weeks off. Normally they get 2 weeks off. Now they're having a total of 4 weeks off, so that we can all get a handle on this coronavirus thing. On top of that, all businesses are slowing down. Hi, Sam. Happy belated birthday, Sam. So businesses are slowing down here too. We're officially not allowed to go into restaurants anymore. The only restaurants that are open are drive-through windows right now. What's going on, Sam? The other thing is, even plumbing suppliers are now having conversations about not allowing walk-ins anymore. One of our suppliers actually, yeah, of course, Sam. Happy belated. I'm sorry under the circumstances, man. This is like the worst year, knock on wood, for a birthday, and how crappy is that you can't even go out and enjoy yourself. I hope you had fun at home. I hope you had a blast, and if this wasn't happening, man, we would have been out there with you, partying it all up. So, yes, businesses have slowed down. Plumbing suppliers are even having conversations about not allowing walk-ins right now. So the only way to get supplies is to actually call them out and have them delivered to job sites and whatever. I'm not sure if all plumbing suppliers are going to do that, but It's rough shape out there right now, man. A lot of people. I seen a pic of the Gardner Expressway, and it looked dead at 8:30 a.m. on Friday. Noble Supply, we can only get delivery. Yep, yep, exactly. What plumber gas fitter, exactly. The other supplier, I was talking about Desco just now. The other supplier is the exact same thing. You can't walk in, you got to get everything delivered. Yeah, Sam, absolutely. We got to get together when this whole shiznit is like done. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy stuff, man. This is unprecedented for me, and I'm sure a lot of us. So this is a weird one. Danny, Friday the crane guy didn't show up. Forming guys, window guys, or general laborers was just plumbers and electricians. Is that right, dude? Sorry to hear that. We deal with Desco, Marks, and Noble all the same. Yeah, yeah. All suppliers are basically slowing down. Everybody's afraid, man. And you know, like I was telling you all before, in the video I posted yesterday, which was a coronavirus video, just talking about my protocols on how I'm trying to protect myself. I am still doing emergency calls, but purely emergency. If there's a drain backup, if there's some sort of major leak, like a pinhole leak or something like that, I'm showing up. But any sort of other kind of calls that aren't essential services, like renovations, I ended up canceling a renovation the other day because it's a two-person job, and my dad, again, it's just my dad and I at the company. So I'm like, I'm trying to leave my dad at home as best as possible because I'm so afraid for that guy. I don't want him to get sick. It scares me. It scares me quite a bit. So I'm running out to emergencies. I'm wearing masks. I'm wearing gloves. But they're not like medical masks or anything like that. They're not virus masks. They're just dust masks. You know what I'm saying? So you can only protect yourself with the tools that you have. And it's apparently super hard to get everything right now, including hand sanitizer, including masks and whatnot. Plumber gas fitter, how are you guys protecting yourself on the job site? Are you guys wearing masks, or is it just, you're hoping that it's the honor code and everybody that's feeling ill stays home sort of thing? How's that going? And the worst part about the coronavirus, I was reading up on it, is that a lot of people don't know they have it till around 14 days later. Like it could be anywhere from the day they get it to 14 days later, where they show their first symptoms. So you're walking around like you're 100%, but you're actually giving it to people at that time. So it's a messy business we're in right now, man. So Daniel, are you still going out to job sites? What's going on there? All right. So again, what I wanted to let you all know is the plumbing math course. I spent 10 months compiling this darn thing. Took me forever to do, especially as you know, like I work full time. I'm coming home. I'm doing it in my spare time. It's a 9.5 hour course. So you can imagine how much time it took just to shoot this stuff. And then to edit it, you got to add those hours into it. It was a disaster. It was super tough, man. It was one of the biggest projects I've done video wise ever. So the plumbing math course is officially done. It's officially live. If you go onto my YouTube channel, there's a video there. It's the second video down that says plumbing math course finished or complete. Check that out. You could get full details there, and there's a coupon code for 10% off until tomorrow evening. Brian, what's going on? Brian, we're talking coronavirus, how it's affecting everybody. And we're also talking about the plumbing math course that I'm officially finished. You can pick it up now on Udemy. Oh, I appreciate it, Brian. Appreciate that completely, man. So yeah, a lot of people are saying that, Brian, you are Chinese. That's good, man. It's good to be Chinese. There's no shame in that. You know better. Oh, you're talking about coronavirus. Yeah, I hear you. Plumbing gas fitter. We have 40 guys at home and 2 guys rotating emergency calls, and we rotate weekly. New con and renos. Oh, new construction. Oh. New construction and renos are on hold. Gloves and face shields. Got you, man. Gotcha. Yeah, everybody has to be super careful right now. I posted a video yesterday. Yeah, Brian, I'm still working, but I'm only making sure that it's emergency calls. I'm trying to keep my dad at home because he's above 60, and he's the highest risk group out there for this thing. So I'm trying to keep him at home as much as possible, and I'm running out to these service calls, but they're only emergencies, so major backups, kitchen stack backups as well. Some people only have like one kitchen sink or one sink in the house, and that's the kitchen sink, and so I do that as well. And then it's any pinhole leaks or any leaks like that, I'm running out to get things done for sure. That's basically the protocol for me. Brian, are you working right now? The plumbing gas fitter was saying that 40 guys at home, 2 guys on rotation, was it? Let me see. 2 guys rotating emergency calls, and we rotate weekly. Man, I know, man. Like, but you have to be careful. Brian's saying he's still working. Brian, are you doing new construction or are you doing service? You got to be super careful with this thing, man. It's really scary how fast people pick it up, and it's really scary how unknowing it is. Like, you can go 7 to 14 days without knowing you even have anything, and that's just terrifying. Like, you're giving it to people without even knowing. So, as of this week, I had a couple of service calls, and what I noticed was people are pretty good at keeping their distance. You know, there's no handshaking going on. That's out the window. We're all wearing gloves. We're all trying to wear masks, but, you know, they're not the virus masks like I was saying before. They are just regular dust masks that you can find at Home Depot. And look, I don't know, should you wear them? Like, I read yesterday that the only time you actually need to wear a mask is if you're actually have something. Victor, Philadelphia Shutdown. I'm laid off, bro. I'm so sorry. You were talking about this last week, too, that you thought it was going to happen. Dude, I'm so sorry that happened, man. What are you doing? What are you keeping positive with? What are you doing at home? Are you keeping your head in the game? Are you calm about it? Are you working out? You doing home workouts? I'm thinking about doing a video on that, by the way. Brian is saying, it seems my boss is not planning to stop the business. Plumber gas fitter, no one shakes our hand on calls. LOL. Yeah, bro. You got to be like that. You got to be safe, man. You got to be safe. Nobody can shake hands at this point. You filed for unemployment. So, Victor, that was my next question. So you guys do have some sort of program you can go on where they're sending you some cash. The city is sending you some cash for you to survive then? How long does unemployment take to get you? Brian is saying, oh yeah, Brian is saying that the boss is probably not planning on stopping. Brian, is your boss taking precautions though? Is he making you guys sanitize your hands, wear masks, wear gloves, or what's going on there? Job shut down 6 to 8 weeks at least. Okay, I got you, Vic. A little bit, okay. Okay, so your boss is asking you to be safe. Okay, good. Vic, 6 to 8 weeks. And unemployment might actually give you some cash to survive during that time, right? Yeah, I'll receive unemployment next week. Beautiful, dude. Dude, look. I know it's terrible circumstances. I get that, man. But thankfully, you do have a program out there that's going to send you some cash to survive on. That's the best. It's actually in everybody's best benefit to take some time off. I know you probably don't want to hear that right now. It'll be half your paycheck. You're getting EI, but you know in Ontario that comes nowhere near your $38 per hour salary. Yeah, dude. You're probably looking at around, man, 20 bucks, if that. 20 bucks an hour that they're going to give you. But look, as sad and as hard as this news is, it's in our best benefit to stay at home and stay safe. Trust me, if I didn't have to go out to these service calls because they're an essential service, I'd be like, look, let me stay home. But there are people out there that get clogged drains in times like this. And when they have a clogged drain, they can't run any water, fam. They can't run any water at all in the house. And if that's the case, man, somebody's got to go out and unclog this drain, or else they got bigger issues on their hands. They have a whole different side of sanitation that they got to worry about. I'm staying positive. It's just a long vacation. Vic, that's the way to think about it, man. At this point, what you got to do is keep yourself busy every day. Make projects around the house, like something small. It could be as small as like, that shelf you haven't put up for 6 months that you've been thinking about putting up forever. Dude, put up that shelf, you know what I'm saying? Or if you got to paint a section, like we're about to paint a section in the house that kind of shows up in videos from time to time that's messed up. Chicago Faucet Shop. What's going on, Chicago? So, you got to find things to keep yourself occupied with. Projects are great. Any household projects or whatever, get your hands, start doing that. At least no more plumbing school. LOL. Yeah, Vic. Plumbing school's out. By the way, peeps, my plumbing math video is done. I know most of you have been already up here and heard this news, but the plumbing math course is done. 10% off until tomorrow. I hope I can see you around once. Brian, yeah, that'd be cool, man. That'd be cool. Absolutely. So plumbing course is up and live. 9.5 hours of content. And it's 10% off until tomorrow. So normally $74.99. It's $67.50. 9.5 hours. Vic, if you got oh yeah, I know, Vic. You got some troubles with money. I feel you, fan. Don't worry. No pressure. But whenever you have time and you need a math course to brush up on your math, of your plumbing math, bro, that's the course. 9.5 hours. You can do it at your own pace, man. I have a bunch of questions there for you. Every section has a worksheet. You will not have a section that doesn't have a worksheet. It's going to work your butt off. It's going to get you better at the fundamentals of math needed in trade school. All right, I'm plugging it. I know I'm done plugging it for now. Give me about 10 minutes. But stay positive, peeps. That's all you can do. The worst thing you could do right now is become destructive in your mind, because when you become destructive, you become stressed. When you become stressed, it's easier to catch stuff. Christopher Salas, what's going on, Christopher? So make sure that you stay positive in this time. Everybody needs that, okay? You need to be that light for your family. I'm sure you have members of your family that are freaking out right now. It's top rate EI, tops out at 1146 every 2 weeks. Could be worse. Plumber gas fitter, I agree, man. It's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It could be worse, just like you're saying. It's a good spot to be in for the next couple of weeks. How long are you off work, plumber gas fitter? Brian, I heard there's some change going on the College of Trades. Can you talk about it a little bit? Okay, let's talk about the College of Trades. So, for those of you that aren't from Ontario, there was a governing body called the College of Trades that used to take care of basically licensing. So the College of Trades, that's the company, or that's the body that you'd have to call to set up your license. They would also set up apprenticeships. And I'm not just talking about plumbing apprenticeships. I'm talking about throughout, including hairdressing, including elevators, including electricians, including everything that you can imagine that was licensed work. The College of Trades ran that. So recently, the body called the College of Trades is essentially going to be depleted. They're not going to have it anymore. I don't know how this is, as updated as I am about it. A couple of things that you have to know: that you still call the College of Trades technically right now to get things done, but at some point they're essentially weaving it out. A couple of things you should know, though, that I heard is that the licensing exam here in Ontario has changed. You used to get a code book while going into the exam. From what I hear, there's no code book whatsoever. So you got to walk in. They hand you a couple of pieces of paper, which are different charts you'll need to answer some questions, and the code book is out. And that's all I know right now, Brian, about the College of Trades. They will still send you a letter. James, what's going on? Thank you for keeping this real. Stand up, man, right here. Subscribe if you already haven't. Much respect to you, my friend. James, you're the best, bro. I appreciate you saying that. I appreciate those sweet words. And I saw that you actually messaged me about the video yesterday about the coronavirus. I appreciate the support, man. Brian, any more questions about the College of Trades that you might need some answers about? So again, the College of Trades was this governing body that was kind of in control of the licensing. And they also put in place some rules. GTA Plumbing, what's happening, fam? We're talking about coronavirus. Finish plumbing math course. If you haven't picked it up, it's 10% until tomorrow night at 9 p.m. $74.99 regularly, $67.50 now. 9.5 hours of content, peeps. 9.5 hours of me teaching you how to do the math. Really slow, really simple. Like, I take it super slow so that wherever you are in the levels of math that you're in, you're going to get it. And then you have like thousands of questions in regards to, I have a lot of worksheets for you all. Every section has a worksheet. And 9.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. If you haven't gone onto my YouTube channel to check out the video there, check it out. It's a recent video called Plumbing Math Course Finally Finished or Complete. And there's a coupon code for 10% off there as well. Okay, peeps? So James Wise was saying that he saw the video yesterday. I did a video yesterday about the coronavirus and just about how, I'm protecting myself because I'm still doing service calls. GTA Plumbing, are you doing service calls right now or what's up? Brian, any more questions about the College of Trades? James Wise, any questions that I might be able to answer for you since we're both here? And Plumber Gas Fitter, man, great information that you're handing out, man, but I'm worried about this thing, bro. I'm worried about it. This coronavirus is taking over the cities right now, man. GTA Plumbing, are you still working right now? I think last week you were saying that you're working and are you precautious? Yesterday I was saying that I do typically wear masks going into customers' houses now. But they're not like virus masks. They are legitimately dust masks. But for me, at least in my head, it's like it's better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? The way this virus is transmitted, according to everything I read, is through your mouth, through your nose, and through your eyes. So if any sort of mucous membrane gets on you and you bring that mucous membrane through your mouth, through your nose, through your eyes, you're going to catch this thing. And it might not show up. The symptoms might not show up for like 14 days. It's 14 days until you can see it potentially. So really scary stuff. Brian, I'm waiting to receive the letter to go to school from the College of Trade. Yeah, Brian, you might be waiting a bit longer than you initially thought because of this coronavirus thing. You don't know how it's going to affect it? Yeah, I don't know, dude. Schools are really weird right now. A lot of schools are shut down for a long period of time. I was saying before that March break is out now, but March break for elementary school and I think high schools are an additional 2 weeks off. So instead of just having the regular 2 weeks, you have 4 weeks off altogether. So that's a scary thing. And the Ontario College of Trades, from what I know, is only working remotely. So they're not, I don't even know if they have people taking phone calls right now. You know, I don't know. Don't hold me to that. Chris, what's going up there in Canada with the coronavirus? Chris, let me tell you what's going on. Here in Ontario, everything's shut down in regards to restaurants. You can't go and dine into any restaurant right now. They are allowing drive-through services, so you can still go to a coffee shop and pick up a coffee. You can still go to Mickey D's or BK or anybody that has a drive-through lane, including Swiss Chalet and whatever. Dave, what's going on? I live upstate New York near Watertown. New York, how far from Watertown are you? Bro, I don't know how far from Watertown I am. I don't know. I've never been to NY. I'm from Ontario, Canada, fam. So schools are shut down for an additional 2 weeks, and now plumbing suppliers aren't allowing you to walk in, actually. You're only allowed deliveries. So that's the only way you're going to get the material that you need at this moment in time. I'm not sure about Home Depots. I think Home Depots are still good to walk into. But as of right now, plumbing suppliers are like, don't come to the stores. We'll send everything out to you. Ixarb, what's going? Oh, Ixarb, you went to school with me, bro. How are you, man? I hope you're doing well with this coronavirus, bro. Are you married now? I keep seeing your Instagram. Mikey, what's going on, Mikey? We had 3 apprentices started at Fanshawe College for first term March 9th. So they're stuck in limbo. Yeah, dude. Schools are all out of it, man. They're all out of it. So everything's being shut down as we speak. I guess construction in general. We're not working in New York or New Jersey main branch. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Dave. A lot of things are shutting down. Dude, New York is it true that New York's going through a rough time right now with this virus? Is it like spreading really fast? Or am I just misunderstanding things I've been hearing? So, yeah, everything's shutting down basically. In regards to our work, I'm still doing service calls. I'm trying to keep Dad home as much as possible. Like I was saying before, Dad's in the highest risk age group, and I really don't want him to go out to job sites right now. But But man, man, I hope this slows down. But everybody that's been talking about this is saying it's going to take a few months for it to slow down. And I know my dad's itching to get back to work, dude. He is not good at being a homebody. Not at all. We are in the only county free from it. Dave, bro, that's some good luck right there, man. Knock on some wood right there. Keep that up. I don't know what your county's doing, but make sure they keep doing it. Dude, it's scary stuff right now. The numbers I think in Canada are going up. They're not as fast as the rate as it went up in Italy, for example. Italy is in rough shape from what I hear, man. Like a lot of people are dying. We have super contagious. 2 to 3 days on surface, 3 hours in air. World worldometer. XR, what are you saying? Oh shit, we have super contagious 2 to 3 days on surface, 3 hours in air. Sorry, you gotta elaborate on that. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Keep going, man. Keep going. Let me know what that means. So, yeah, we're shut. So, what's Dave? How is your county doing so well? What is your county doing that you think the other counties aren't doing, man? Because if you're the only county that's doing well, man, like there's gotta be some protocol up there, unless you're like in a really rural area where there aren't a lot of people. I would, start to assume a few things like, small town or whatever. Is that what's going on up there? Is that why? Imagine living in a high rise in Toronto. I live in a country outside London, so I'm staying out of the cities. Plumber, gas fitter, dude, I'm thinking about that all the time. Yeah, a high rise in Toronto right now, man, you don't even feel comfortable going out into the hallway to throw your garbage out. You know what I'm saying? Dude, we live in a house and it's a blessing because you got a backyard. You know what I'm saying? And I know, man, whenever we were buying this house, everybody was like, dude, you're going to get sick of mowing the lawn and keeping up the hedge. You're going to hate your life. Dude, it's been a blessing, man, because I could go into the backyard and just chill there for a half an hour, 45 minutes. Everybody, I imagine, in the city is scared, dude. Rural, but still a lot of people, very strict. Oh, is that right, Dave? So Dave's Ben, loving the math. Oh, Ben, you're a sweet man. Loving the math course so far. I'm a quarter way through. Ben, I appreciate you purchasing it. I am open to all information that you can give me and how you're receiving it. If there's anything that you think's unclear, dude, thank you so much for purchasing it. For those of you that are, especially if they share the same HVAC system, plumber, gas fitter, let me talk about that in a second because that makes a lot of sense. Peeps, I just got to remind you again, I do have a plumbing math course. Ben right here, Ben Weaver purchased it. He is halfway through, which is impressive because it's a 9.5 hour course. On the actual course, it says it's more than 10 hours. That's how much content there is. That's how much video there is of me explaining everything thoroughly. I go through all plumbing, including double 45 offsets, regular offsets. Oh, sorry. Double 45 offsets, 145 offsets, rolled offsets, etc., etc., etc. So 10% off right now, $74.99 regularly, $67.50 right now. If you go onto my YouTube channel, it's the second video down. I did a video yesterday about coronavirus. The second video, the one right before that, is the video on the course. You can see what it encompasses. I show you all the sections. I explain everything to you there. And then after that, you get a 10% coupon code down there, 10% until tomorrow. Ben, so was it good? Like, is it explaining the things that you've been having difficulty with quite a bit? And then plumber, gas fitter, if they share the same HVAC system, here's something that's really interesting that you're probably referring to, and I think you already know this, which is cruise ships. Cruise ships are constantly recycling air, and that's why if people are on a cruise ship and an outbreak happens, it's inevitable that everybody's going to get this because they're recycling the same air. And again, this virus is transmitted from mucous membrane. So any sort of saliva, any sort of mucus coming from your nose, anything like that, that's in the air and people are breathing in. They're taking it through their mouths by breathing, through their nose by breathing, or through their eyes. That's how people catch it. So exactly, if high rise right now is sharing the same HVAC system, dude, scary living right now, man. Scary living. It's a blessing to be it's a blessing to be safe, and that's it, man. I just hope everybody's safe. We've been wearing gloves. We've been wearing masks. I've also been wearing eye protection. I'm not sure how good eye protection is, like safety glasses. Like I wear them no matter what on the job site, but I've been also wearing them hopefully because I'm like, if somebody sneezes, these guys got me covered. Government that has no solution of it, that is hopeless. Brian, look, I think the government is made of people like you and I, which is people that weren't expecting this to happen and this fast. So I agree with you. I think the government is sort of going, man, we are not equipped for this. We're not ready. And I think most governments are thinking that right now. I do think, though, that as a species, as a human, we have really good problem solving skills. And I do think there are a lot of really exceptionally intelligent and brilliant people on the job right now trying to figure out ways to keep everybody safe. So, fingers crossed that we have those really competent individuals working their butts off right now. James is saying only emergency calls, leaking faucets can wait. Amen. Remember, service people coming into your homes have families too. That's right, James. Yeah, James, as you saw in the video yesterday, I was telling everybody that I'm only doing emergencies. I'm only popping out to job sites where there's a drain backup, where you can't run water into a house anymore because water keeps coming up through a floor drain, or your stack is completely clogged, or kitchen. You charging danger pay for your service calls? I have a 3 and 5 year. I have a 3 and 5 year old, so I took voluntary payoff. Can't risk my kids. Plumber gas fitter, I hear you, bro. We are not charging for danger pay. Do you know if other companies are? Because I wouldn't even know how to begin to charge for that. Jeff Moss, what's going on, Jeff? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're healthy. No, we're not charging for danger pay. We're charging what we normally charge, essentially. But man, I don't know. I don't know, man. I also think there's something a little bit. I'm seeing two sides of the coin, right? Like there's a lot of companies out there that can jack their prices right now because it's dangerous. But then I also feel like some companies are like, I don't want to seem like we're taking advantage of the situation or anything like that. But in reality, when you're doing service work like we are, you are sort of putting yourself at risk, right? I don't even think it's correct to put sort of in that sentence. You are putting yourself at risk, 100%. You're walking into a different unit. You have no idea if any of these individuals might have something. They might not even know if they have something, and they're scared about the same thing on the other end. They're afraid of you walking in with something as well. So it is a lot of crucial work that's happening right now from service plumbers, from service electricians, from service workers in general. You know what I'm saying? Any more questions about coronavirus? How's everybody handling it? My boss is charging after hours and holiday rates, so double. Is that right, dude? Oof. I don't know, plumber gas fitter. I don't know. Like on the one hand, I think it makes sense. On the other hand, I don't know if I could do it myself, You know what I mean? Because again, you are putting yourself at risk by popping out to these job sites. And at the same time, it's like, well, people need to have their toilets unclogged. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. I wish Hovzep was here. I'd ask him the same thing if he's charging double right now. Brian, I think we should not increase the fee. Either you take the job or reject it. Brian, I hear you, man. I think that's one way to handle business. Because can you imagine, for example, if supermarkets and grocery stores did that to us right now? The panic that would happen in the streets. A lot of people are off work right now, and they're not getting paid a lot of money. So, dude, I don't know. It would make people freak out, I think. So, I don't know. On the one hand, I do think we're taking an extra risk we normally don't take. On the other hand, it's a company that's been around 70 years, so they have a huge customer base. Plumber gas fitter, maybe they're not afraid of losing customers. Maybe that's what it is. As a small two-man crew, my dad and I are, I don't know if we could bump that price up too far. I think, plumber gas fitter, you know how you have max rates? I think we could max our rate out. You know what I'm saying? You know how you have, like, you can charge, let's say, $300 for a K1500 call. They are jacking toilet paper prices. Oh, they are? I didn't know that. Oh, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Are they jacking toilet paper costs? I didn't know that. If that's true, I didn't know that. But you know how you have like a range your drain calls can go into? We'll max it out to the highest it's ever been. But we won't ever bring up a price that's never been talked about ever before. You know what I mean? It's not going to go up from 300 to 500, for example, if that was the original charge. But yeah, interesting, man. Interesting. Who does? Brian, who does? Canadian Tire Toronto, they jacked the prices, bro? Are you serious? Dude, I'm going to yell at Canadian Tire. Oh, that's so sad at the same time. Masks and sanitizers, are they more expensive? Are we talking about the same retailers, though? Because I know there are people that are selling hand sanitizers after they bought them in bulk. $9.99 per roll? Did Toronto shut down construction, Victor? Victor, Toronto is still running some construction as a necessary or an essential service. So I know that our suppliers have shut down walk-ins. You can only get supplies from suppliers now by delivery. I'm not even sure if pickup is an option. Plumber gas fitter, are you allowed to pick up from the store or is it only delivery? I think you were saying it was only delivery. I don't know about new construction, Victor. I'm not sure if they've shut that down yet. I'm gonna have to ask my buddy Owens if maybe he'll pop on here or whatever. Yeah, hand sanitizer. If you're going to like a independent distributor of hand sanitizer, expect it to be expensive for sure. But if you're talking about like Loblaws or Home Depot that was selling it at one point, I'm not sure if it's going to be that much more expensive. Brian, maybe you know more than I do. Let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. But you had a busy week this week with service calls, Victor. It hasn't been busy, man. I went out twice this week for service calls, and we had to cancel some work because it was non-essential. Dad and I are really trying to keep the essential stuff in and be safe, and you know what I'm saying? So if it's like a reno, I can't. I'm trying to keep Dad at home as much as possible. I don't want him to, again, he's above 60. He's in that great age group. Only delivery or pre-order and meet at delivery bay door. What part of the GTA are you guys in? So we work mainly in like the East York, downtown, that area of the GTA. Brian, holy shit, my country set an example of dealing with this virus. Bro, Brian, by the way, already let us know that he's Chinese. So, Brian, China got serious, eh? They got really serious, like, at some point they're like, okay, no more jokes. And they shut everybody down. Nobody's coming outside. There's 0 case increase within the country. Dude, Brian, that's wonderful news. I heard about that a couple of days now of 0 cases. I hope that's legit. You know how you hear some countries are like underreporting because they don't want to freak people out. I hope that's legit. I have a feeling it is, but man, they really went down on lockdown, that country, man. China, man. China stopped playing games. You know what I'm saying? They were just like, that's it. That's it completely. I didn't know is hand sanitizer getting more expensive inside those distributors that we were talking about, or did it get only expensive like for independent dealers, people that have extra hand sanitizer from sketchy places? You know what I'm saying? I saw this family this week. They were putting up a sign right outside their house, hand sanitizer for sale. Where'd that hand sanitizer come from? Why do you have so much? You gotta tell me now. What'd you do? What'd you do? Everybody's thinking it when they're driving by. They're going, should I get one? And they're going, what did you do? How do you have it? No store has it. What did you do? You know what I'm saying? Bro, from what I heard, the Canadian government is actually talking to breweries, and they're saying to breweries that they're willing to, I think, compensate them for changing from whatever they're brewing to hand sanitizer. You guys hear about this? So the Canadian government is incentivizing. Kenny, if you had to guess, how long do you think my job site will be shut down? Vic, if they said 6 to 8 weeks, I would say at minimum 6 to 8 weeks. I'm hoping it's just that, but unfortunately, it might be longer because, especially if Philly is an area that's having rough times, dude, and they're picking up on things quickly, and it's rapidly getting around to everybody, they might take even longer. You know what I'm saying? So hang in there, stay positive, brother. Brian, people are criticizing the actions the Chinese government made. Ironically, they are seeking help from China. Laugh my ass off. Damn, I really thought plumbing would be essential. Vic, it is essential. Unfortunately, in these sorts of crises, including one sec plumber gas fitter, including recessions, it's service that never really dies down because everybody's going to need their toilets unclogged. New construction, usually in a crisis, slows down quite a bit, and especially now with so many businesses that are taking it slowly and are trying to avoid getting people sick. New construction is going to feel it right away, unfortunately, Vic. But plumbing is still an essential service. Everybody needs plumbing. You just got to keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit of time. I'm sure you're going to be back on that job site, busting your butt, making some real cash soon, okay? Brian is saying he thinks it's going to be shut down for a couple of months for sure. Service is a real moneymaker, LOL. Vic, I don't know if it's the real moneymaker. There's a lot of money to be made in service, but union workers, they make way more coin from what I understand than service plumbers. A union worker here makes approximately $50 an hour if you're fully licensed. You with service, I don't think you're making that same coin. You might be close, but not. I don't think it's going to be 50, for example. Some plumbers maybe. If you own your own plumbing company, for sure. But union workers, man, they make top dollar because every year their union is fighting for top dollar. Brian is saying that yeah, Brian, China at some point said, you know what, we ain't joking anymore, and I think the whole world took that as took their lead at and saw what they did and saw how well it worked, and now everybody's doing it as well. I agree with you there. Plumber Gas Fitter said something. Sorry, dude. I lived in Toronto at 19 in 2006, working for a year, and lived on the North Finch Ave, just off Jane and Finch. It was a beautiful place, LOL. So, peeps, Plumber Gas Fitter right here is talking about an area that's kind of infamous for being really rough. So, Plumber Gas Fitter, I hear it's gotten better. I heard that it was even worse before 2006, from what I remember. Jane and Finch, I think, is turning around a little bit. I'm hoping so. I don't know. It's just rumors that I can tell you right now. But yeah, it's known for being a rough area. Let's just say that. Vic, don't say that, bro. I went in stages. What are you saying, Plumber Gas Fitter? So, Vic, you got to keep positive, broski. You got to. You got to just start doing projects around the house. If you got any way to work out around the house, work out, dude. Work out. I'm gonna get on this video. Don't worry. I'm gonna get on a home workout, a plumbing workout. Don't you worry. I'm gonna get on that. Don't worry. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's scary times right now. Scary times. I hope that it clears up quickly, man. I hope these 2 weeks. New York, Boston, Philly, San Francisco, LA, all shut down construction. Unbelievable. Vic, it's spreading fast, dude. It's spreading super fast, man. So you gotta shut down, man. If it's dangerous, you gotta shut down. I know it's sad, and I know it's hard. It's a hard conversation to have, but if you're not shutting down, people are in danger, dude, and people's lives are at risk. So remember, it's bittersweet. It's bitter that you have to shut down, but it's sweet because you can be the most safe at home. You know what I'm saying? The recession is going to be bad. Vic, I was talking to my wife about this. Here's one thing that I think about the recession that's currently taking place. We have to remember the recession is taking place almost, and I'm no professional about this, but almost synthetically, because the reason why the reason why it's happening is because people can't go to work, so products can't be fulfilled. It's not a bubble. It is literally the fact that the workforce is at home right now and the workforce isn't putting in the time and effort and the money's not circulating. So if that's the case, and I'm right in saying that, then I think the moment the workforce gets back to work, we're going to see this recession get pulled out. And I'm hoping fairly quickly. You know what I'm saying? So, Vic, I do think the circumstances are necessary for us to take precautions. And at the same time, I do think that we can pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. We can go from zero into flight. You know what I'm saying? I think that's possible. Trey Trock, what's going on? I hope that video answered your question. Brian, what are you saying? What do you agree with, Brian? Trey Trock, we're talking coronavirus, and we're also talking new construction right now. We're talking about the math course. If you don't know, I do have a plumbing math course, 10% off until tomorrow night. It goes thoroughly. Oh, I'm glad it helped, Trey Trock. It goes thoroughly through everything that I needed to use inside plumbing school, my entire apprenticeship, all the way up to my final exam for my Red Seal, which was my licensing test. It covers fractions, ratios, percentages, offsets, 45 offsets, double 45 offsets, rolled offsets, different offsets, including 60-degree offsets, etc. If you go onto my YouTube channel and you check out the second video, it's a thorough explanation. I actually show you where the course is, what it looks like, and then you have a 10% coupon code down below. Regularly $74.99. Now it's $67.50 till tomorrow. Keep in mind, it's 9.5 hours of content. So apparently Trump is sending all Americans $1,200 checks. Is that right, dude? Man, that would be useful to a lot of Americans, man. Right now, people are really scared about this, and a lot of governments are thinking about bailing out companies. I hear that the Canadian government is having conversations with airlines right now, and even American governments are having conversations with airlines right now because they need to be bailed out. Airlines have basically taken a hard hit because people are afraid of going on planes at this moment, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of things are changing. $1,200 will go a long way. You know, it will be help. I don't think it'll go a long way. It'll be substantial help, significant help. So we got about 13 minutes left on the live stream. Send me any questions that you might have related to plumbing, related to coronavirus. Maybe I know something that you might not, or we can just discuss something that hasn't been brought up already. If you have questions about the math course, of course, I'm open to that. So let me know there. What else, man? Like, all I can say right now, peeps, is you got to stay safe, which means that you got to go into public areas that don't have a lot of people, and go to only the essential places you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to go to grocery stores. You got to go to gas stations. And you got to make sure that you're wearing gloves if you have gloves. If you're not wearing gloves, you got to make sure you wash your hands as soon as you can. Don't touch your face. Everything I've read is basically saying that this virus is contracted through the mouth, the nose, and the eyes. Coronavirus is just a severe cold. Vic, I don't think so, bro. I think this is way more serious than that. People are dying. People don't die from the cold, fam. They don't. Brian, can I privately message you regarding plumbing code? Absolutely, Brian. Or you can bring it up here right now if you want to as well. I don't mind having a conversation now. Whatever you're most comfortable with. You can privately message me for sure. Okay, Brian? Vic, I don't think it's a cold, my man. I think it's a little bit more serious than that. They say that the big difference between Beneath Heat 2, what's going on Beneath Heat? We're talking coronavirus. We're also talking about plumbing math course, which I just finished. How are you guys holding up wherever you are? You're doing good? Awesome. So Vic, it's a little bit more serious. The way this virus hits you is, from what I understand, it's kind of like the flu, but it additionally attacks the lungs in a completely different way. So a lot of people with respiratory issues are the ones that feel the effects the worst. And Don't be fooled. UK, what's going on beneath heat too? Awesome. I hope everybody's doing well down there. Is everything shutting down in the UK right now where you're living? Is it, are people taking serious precautions? Are you still working? I think smokers have a higher chance of getting it. Smokers are more susceptible to getting it, and the way this thing will hit them harder because they're already kind of, they already have weakened lungs. But it hits everybody. There are lots of young people that aren't in the age range of high risk that are sick right now with it, and it's kicking their butts, man. There's no way to, like, it's serious, man. It's serious. It's not just the elderly. It's not just the susceptible. It's everybody. It's hard on everybody. The weaker ones are the ones that have it the worst, but it hits younger individuals hard, man. From what I hear, people are still hospitalized and they're young. I wonder why Italy got hit so hard. Dude, I think what happens, kind of like, I think it happens so fast that before the government goes, is this serious? The moment they start asking that question, they start seeing the numbers skyrocket. And if people aren't ready, man, it just, it goes so fast. And I also think it might be a population thing. Italy, from what I understand, has a lot of people in a small space. Dude, I might be talking out of my ass right now, but from what I understand, that's why it could be as well. You know, cities get hit harder because there's so many people in them. And when there's so many people in them, it's much easier to bump into people. Everywhere you turn, there's another human being. And you don't know if they have it. They don't know if you have it. You know how it is. So about 9 more minutes of the live stream. Go ahead and send me some questions on plumbing math course. Oh, sorry, Brian. You've been talking to me. My boss told me we cannot wet vent washer drains with others. Dishwasher drains? Wet vent dishwasher drains. Huh. Are you talking about clothes washer drains? Clothes washer drains? Can you wet vent clothes washer drains with other drains? Look, look, right off the top of my head, I'd have to pop into the code book to actually find this answer out. But I'm not sure I've ever read code that says that. Are people in Canada freaking out? Vic? Everybody in Canada is freaking out, dude. Everybody, including myself, all right? I put myself in the freaking out group. I'm trying to stay positive, but I'm freaking out. So washer drains, I mean, the one worry that people have, Dave is saying, yes, it needs to be 3-inch. And Dave is from the New York area. So, look, according to plumbing code, from what I understand, you can wet vent accordingly as long as washing machines. Okay, washing machines. Look, I'm not so sure if that's your boss saying he's had bad experiences in the past with that. But what I know about dishwasher or washing machine drains is that you can actually have a gang trap for them. So in other words, if you ever go into a laundromat, they have like 8 washing machines or even more, like 15 washing machines in this laundromat, and you're allowed to actually have them run through one trap. But you have to size it accordingly. So according to Dave over here, even in New York, in the New York area, it's according to code, you can wet vent them, but you got to wet vent them according to the charts. So ask your boss where he got that. It might be from personal experience that he's experienced it and said, you know what? I ran into a terrible issue with washer drains. I have to read the code. I shouldn't say that I know perfectly well, but I don't remember reading a code that said washer drains aren't allowed to be wet vented with each other, especially with the gang trap thing. You can send all those washer drains to the same trap essentially, as long as they're in the same room. And there's a list of rules that you have to comply to in order to allow that to happen. But that just goes to show that if you size everything correctly, it should be fine to go into one trap. So that's just something to think about. I have been doing it, and inspector's fine with that. So, Brian, then I would say that it's probably correct. Inspectors are super afraid of being held liable for these sorts of things. It's Codeny, New Jersey, Florida. Oh, sorry, Dave. Dave's from Florida, and according to Dave's code, he's saying it's okay too. I have been doing it an inspection. Look, inspectors are are terrified of liability. So most likely if they're passing it, it's 100% by code for sure. One more. I did wet vent the washing machine with the shower. With the shower. Again, if it's correct size, the washing machine shouldn't be an issue. Remember, whenever you see soap studs, that's usually from a dishwasher, not a washing machine. So if anybody has the argument that you might see soap studs, that's not really the case. Have you ever opened up a washing machine and you've seen tons of soap studs? It's usually dishwashers that you see soap studs in. I think he is outdated regarding code book. Laugh my ass off. New York, but worked in Florida for 16 years. Okay, Dave is in New York, but he worked in Florida for 16 years. Okay, Dave, I think I got the story straight. So Dave is saying by his code, you're good as long as you do it correctly. So he was saying it has to be 3-inch to wet vent a washing machine and any other fixture. And I'm saying, from my experience, that as long as you uphold the wet venting rules and you're using the right charts and the inspectors are passing it, I think you're good to go, fam. But here's what I do know about washing machines, and this is new code. What I do know about new code is that there is a connection distance under that you need to comply to when you're putting in brand new dishwashers. So there's a rule where you have to go either 2 floors or a certain amount of distance before you connect your dishwasher into the horizontal that goes out to the sewer. So I do know there is a rule for that. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I do know that's new according to plumbing code. But I do think you could still wet vent it with other fixtures from what I understand. So you know what? I got to look that up at some point. That's a really interesting conversation. It's a really good idea to think about that. Thanks, Brian. You have any other code related issues? George Budwise, what's going on? George, we're actually, we only got about 3 minutes left. Wanted to let you all know one last time, I do have a plumbing math course. It's officially done. If you heard me talk about it forever, it's officially finished. It goes through my entire apprenticeship of the math that I needed, which is all fundamental math like fractions, geometries, percentages, ratios, 45-degree offsets, travel, length, and grade. So I deal with pipe-related math, and I also deal with heads and pressures, which is how water reacts if you add pressure into it. George, you got into a new company recently, I think, and I think you were enjoying it from what I remember. So we got about 3 minutes left. Any last questions about coronavirus, plumbing related, anything? Go ahead, shoot them my way. You're a master plumber in Florida, New York, and New Jersey. 66 years old. Dave, good to have your experience on board, my friend. So you're saying it has to be 3-inch to wet vent a washing machine with any other fixture, and that is according to New York, New Jersey, or Florida. Dave, you've been doing code everywhere. Yes, has to be 3-inch. Okay, perfect. Good to know. Thanks, Dave. Dave, how's everything? Are you shut down for work right now, Dave? Are you guys still working, or the company you're with working, or do you own your own company? Dave, don't work right now. You could contract the virus. Victor is worried for you, Dave. Vic, you asked me a question. All construction companies, please donate you N95 masks to nurses and doctors. Guys, I just heard about these N95 masks. For all you plumbers out there, be safe. Thank you for your service. Much respect. James, we appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. N95 masks. I got to look these things up because I was told about that today. And I don't know if you can get them right now. I think they are going to essential workers, so I think they are going to the healthcare departments right now. So, peeps, I got 50 seconds remaining here on the left. You're shut down, Dave. I'm sorry to hear that, my man. I hope everything sorts out. So before I go, I just want to say a few last things, peeps. Please stay safe. Sanitize as much as you can. Keep your hands clean. Don't touch your face if you can. If you're not feeling well, stay at home. I wish you all the best, and I wish you all to be safe. Please be well. I'll see you guys next week. I do have a video popping out tomorrow, which should be fun for you on the channel. Let me know what you guys think about that. Plumbing math course is 10% off until tomorrow night if you need it. Much love, much respect. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you're well. Love you both and everybody. Ciao.